You know, those moments you mentioned in the sources, they really resonate. That little sting of disrespect,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe someone getting your name wrong again. Or, you're in a virtual meeting and someone just vanishes.
Right. Or the classic last-minute cancellation. That one's infuriating.
It really is. And it hits differently, doesn't it? Even if it wasn't meant to be, like, overtly rude.
It absolutely does. And I think that's because these aren't just, minor annoyances we can just brush off.
Yeah.
They feel more fundamental. They're signals, really. Indicators of how we value other people and, of course, how we expect to be valued ourselves.
That's exactly what we want to dig into today in this deep dive.
Hmm.
We're aiming to unpack why these seemingly small things, these interactions, have such a big impact.
On relationships, professional life, everything.
Exactly. So our mission today, really, is to look at the insights from those recent discussions you gathered. We want to show how spotting these pitfalls, these little moments, can actually transform your connections.
Yeah, definitely. And the insights we're drawing on, they come from various conversations that really focus on, well, three main areas. Getting names right, that's a big one. Then there's navigating virtual meetings, which is, let's face it, often tricky.
Oh, yeah.
And finally, understanding the real cost when someone cancels an appointment without, proper thought or consideration.
Okay, let's start with names then.
Uh-huh.
That subtle sting when someone gets your name wrong.
Yeah.
It feels personal. It really highlights how much our names are part of our identity.
Mm-hmm.
So let's unpack that, the power of a name. Why is it more than just letters and sounds? What's that connection?
Well, I think it's because our name is often the very first piece of our identity that we share, right? It's uniquely ours.
Yeah.
One of the people we looked at, Christian, he shared this story. Apparently, he's spent something like half a century, his words, trying to get people to pronounce Christian correctly. It's got a double A. And his last name, Willems, he just wants the M's part emphasized. And he said it's actually a pleasant surprise, genuinely pleasant, when someone actually makes the effort.
That effort, that's the key. It shows recognition.
Exactly. It signals, I see you.
And it's not just face-to-face, is it? Another expert you mentioned, Angela,
Uh-huh.
she talked about trying to get highs pronounced right in Australia.
Right. But then the flip side, when she goes to Germany, people insist on calling her Angela with the German pronunciation, not her preferred Angela.
Oh, that must be frustrating.
Yeah, and she apparently has this great comeback when someone says, oh, it's just a name. She just replies, oh, that's not a problem. Then Claudia.
That certainly makes the point. It shows how personal it is.
It really does. And then there's Alan Stevens. He mentioned how often he gets called Steve, even though his name is clearly Alan Stevens, like right there on his social media profile.
Wow. Even when it's written down.
Even when it's written down. And he also pointed out something interesting. It's not just humans. Technology gets it wrong, too.
Oh, so?
Well, AI tools, auto-transcription like Otter, they often misspell or even change names automatically. Chris Willems becomes Williams. Alan finds an R gets added to his name in video text sometimes.
So even the machines are reflecting this kind of oversight.
Yeah, it's a widespread thing.
So what all these stories seem to show is that basic courtesy, just appreciating the person, really shapes how we see things.
Absolutely.
And it also pushes back on that idea that, oh, we all just have shorter attention spans now.
Right. I think that's a bit of a cop-out sometimes.
Yeah. You think it's more like selective attention?
Exactly. It's not about our brain's capacity shrinking. It's about where we choose to put our concentration, where we make the effort.
Okay, why is that distinction so important then? Effort versus capacity.
It's crucial because it puts the responsibility back on us. It's not some, unavoidable neurological thing. It's a choice. And in professional settings, getting a name wrong, honestly, it's a big red flag. Because it immediately suggests the other person is, well, focused on themselves, not on you. It implies they're not genuinely interested in building a connection or collaborating properly.
Okay.
Ultimately, like Alan said, it always comes back to respect. That's the bottom line.
Respect. Right.
Yeah.
So if that's the core, what can we actually do to be more respectful with names? We know asking, what do you like to be called, is good. But why does that simple question work so well?
Well, psychologically, it validates the person. It says, I acknowledge how you see yourself, how you want to be known. And that immediately builds a bit of trust. It shows that you're invested in them as an individual, not just, the task at hand. So if it's Alexander, but they prefer Alex, you call them Alex. Simple, but powerful.
Okay. And what about nicknames? That can be a bit tricky, can't it?
Oh, definitely. Shortened names, Ange for Angela, John for Jonathan. They can signal closeness, endearment.
Yeah, with friends.
Exactly, within close relationships. But if a new acquaintance just jumps to a nickname, it can feel a bit presumptuous, like they're assuming a level of familiarity that isn't there yet. Shows a lack of awareness, really.
Right, reading the room or the relationship.
Precisely.
So asking about pronunciation, like,
Yeah.
how do you pronounce that, or even where's that name from?
Yeah.
That's not just about getting it right, is it?
No, not at all. It does ensure accuracy, which is important, but it also, as one expert put it, starts a conversation.
Ah, yeah.
It opens the door. It builds a little bond, shows genuine curiosity. You might learn something interesting about their background or culture. It deepens the interaction straight away.
That's a great point.
Oh,
And what if you know you're likely to mess up a name, if it's unfamiliar?
Alan had a good suggestion for that. Be upfront.
Okay.
Say something like, look, I guarantee I'm going to get this wrong later on. Please, can you pull me up each time I do it and correct me?
Oh, I like that. It shows humility.
It does, and it shows a real desire to learn, which most people appreciate. It avoids causing offense later, and this applies even to abbreviations.
Like Nat?
Exactly. Is it Nat with one T or two? You should always check with people how they want their name to be spelled, even if it's an abbreviation. It just shows you're truly paying attention.
Okay, so that attention, or lack of it, is key with names. Let's shift to the virtual world. Zoom meetings, Teams, all that. You mentioned the illusion of presence. That's a great phrase. Because people really do seem to just completely disappear sometimes, don't they? Camera off, mic off, poof.
Yeah, the latest Zoom settings seem to make that happen more easily. No little black box, no name, nothing. They're just gone from the screen.
And if you're the one presenting or leading the meeting, it feels like talking into a black hole, like you said. How does that impact things? You can't read the room at all.
It makes it incredibly difficult. It's like, imagine being in a real meeting room, but some people are sitting in the corner with a black hood over your head, or maybe behind a curtain.
Right. You might technically be there, hearing things.
But you can't engage. You can't contribute non-verbally. You're not present in the same way. And for the speaker, it's tough to build any connection or even know if people are following along.
It's like this weird digital seance. Is anyone there? And this links to that other big issue, multitasking.
Oh, the multitasking trap. Yes.
There's this whole culture now around attention management or just plain busyness.
Yeah.
Where people feel they have to be doing other things during a meeting.
We've all seen it, haven't we? You can literally see someone on camera having a different conversation or typing furiously.
Or they forget their mic is on and you hear the keyboard clatter, or worse.
Exactly. And the thing is, scientifically, multitasking isn't really a thing.
What do you mean?
Well, your brain isn't actually doing two complex things simultaneously. It's switching back and forth very quickly. It's called time division or task switching. And every time it switches, there's a small cost. Your focus dips, errors creep in, so your overall productivity just drops immediately. You're not doing either task as well as you could.
So if you're trying to participate in a meeting and answer emails, you're doing both badly.
Pretty much. And beyond productivity, it sends a really clear message, doesn't it? If you're not present, if you're clearly doing something else, then why are you there in the first place?
Yeah, it signals disrespect for the meeting, for the topic, for the other people's time.
Absolutely. And think about how this plays out in, say, online networking.
How so?
You see people who only tune in when it's their turn to speak. They make their pitch, ask for referrals. But then as soon as someone else starts talking, they visibly disengage, check their phone, look away.
Right. They're not showing the same courtesy they expect to receive.
Exactly. And it completely undermines their own request. Why would someone help you if you clearly weren't listening to them? It's self-sabotage, really.
So how do we fix this? How do we bring respect back into the virtual space?
Well, the fundamental principle is that virtual meetings shouldn't be any different from face-to-face ones when it comes to respect and presence.
The medium changes, but the expectation shouldn't.
Precisely. Body language still matters, even on a small screen. People notice if you're looking down at your phone constantly or if you're typing. It's about developing active awareness, asking yourself, what do I look like when I'm listening right now?
It's a really practical thought.
Yeah.
What do I look like? Am I conveying attention?
Yes. And technically stay on top of the platform settings, understand how your settings affect what others see, be observant, because ultimately we're being robbed of our attention and our focus by these dynamics if we're not careful.
Yeah.
We need to remember, even through a screen, it is a relationship we're building or maintaining.
That's so true. Okay, let's pivot one last time. 2 cancellations.
Ah, yes, the casual cancellation.
It seems easier than ever now, maybe too easy. With all these automated booking systems, people can just click a button and cancel sometimes, like 2 minutes beforehand.
Yeah, often with no explanation, no apology, just gone.
You shared an experience from the sources, someone waiting in a Zoom room for a new contact.
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes before the scheduled time, ping. A notification, canceled via the system. That's it.
And when the person waiting sent a message, just a quick, hope everything is okay,
Nothing.
crickets, no response at all.
Wow. That's
Mhm.
stark. What's the deeper message there? What does that kind of abrupt action really communicate?
Well, it's pretty blunt, isn't it? It essentially tells you they don't respect you. They don't respect your time.
Yeah.
Like Alan said in the source discussions, actions speak louder than words. And in this case, your actions are deafening. It's a profound lack of consideration.
And does this connect to that broader idea of cancel culture? Not just online, but like a general lack of commitment.
I think it does, yeah. It taps into that interested maybe mindset, a flakiness. And our brains, they crave predictability and social stuff. So when someone cancels abruptly, especially with zero explanation, it creates this mental jarring, a cognitive dissonance. It breaks an unspoken agreement, and that really damages trust.
And what about the impact on relationships?
Yeah.
Even potential ones?
Well, it definitely fosters superficiality.
Yeah.
If a close friend canceled like that, you'd probably call them, hey, check in, make sure they're okay.
Yeah, of course.
But with a new contact or a more casual acquaintance, that lack of communication just stops any potential for deeper connection or care dead in its tracks.
And the damage to their reputation must be huge.
Oh, absolutely. As the saying goes, it takes a long time to build a professional reputation, and it can take a nanosecond to destroy it. If you become known for this kind of behavior, people will just start saying, oh, yeah, they're like that, and they mentally write you off for anything important in the future. You've burned that bridge without even knowing it sometimes.
That's a really sobering thought. The unseen cost of what feels like just clicking cancel. So what's the alternative? How do we set better standards for engagement?
It starts with communication. Even in personal relationships, it's worth having a chat about how do we cancel appointments with each other? What's the expectation?
Setting clear guidelines.
Yes, and professionally, the golden rule is give as much notice as possible. Ideally, aim for a week, not 10 minutes.
Right.
Of course, emergencies happen. Urgent work things crop up. There's an occasional get-out-of-jail-free card for that.
But it shouldn't be the norm.
Exactly. It can't be an excuse for a regular pattern of behavior. Communicating clearly, giving notice, it creates that predictability also in the brain that we all actually appreciate. It avoids that unpleasant surprise, that feeling of being disregarded.
So the core principle, again, is consider the other person.
Always. Put yourself in their shoes. Ask yourself, what would I like to receive in this situation? Not just what will I tolerate giving.
That's a great distinction. Not just tolerance, but preference.
Yeah. And even if you have to cancel last minute for a genuine reason, a brief, honest message, so sorry, something unavoidable came up, can we reschedule? That provides a starting point. It keeps the door open for a respectful conversation later.
Yeah.
It shows you do value their time, even if circumstances intervened.
So looking back at our conversation today, it seems respect really is the thread connecting all these things.
It really is. From how we say someone's name, to how present we are in a meeting, even a virtual one, to how we handle commitments and cancellations.
These aren't just, as we said at the start, minor irritations.
They're fundamental. They show how we value others and ultimately how we value ourselves and our own reputation.
So a final thought then for everyone listening. As you go about your day today, maybe think about this. What's one small act of mindful attention you could offer? Something seemingly small, but deliberate. How could you use that moment to really build bridges of respect, one conversation at a time? And how might that simple act ripple outwards and actually strengthen your connections?